Friday Night Lights with the hostess, the mostess, the goddess of hell herself. I am the High Priestess Phoenix, your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger of God, the first child of God. Once again, I am the Lilith, Genesis 1, God's first child, reincarnated here in the flesh. Forgive me, I'm digging out some cards here. Oh, it's Friday then, Saturday, Sunday. Are you ready? Let's get ready to rumble. Bow, bow, bow. What are we doing? We're going into the dark, people. This is what we do. Obviously you can see I'm not triggered by some shit, but we're gonna go looking for trouble. What are we doing? Doing some healing, bro. Doing some healing. In essence, I already think that you heard in the last two videos that I already faced my demons. And I'm pretty sure those are all that's going to come up in the cards. But we can face something else. Something else dark and scary that we need to face. Self-reflection and all that. We're going to, heal a part of us that needs some attention. Really? Yeah, that's what we're going to do. I have a whole bunch of dark cards that teach you dark layers to yourself. And we're going to dig into some dark layers of ourselves. In essence, what we're really doing is we're going to do some ascension work. But in order to ascend to heaven, we have to descend into our own pits of our hell. Pick up ourselves, and then we're lighter, and we can fly a little bit further. Fly like an eagle. Alright, so, what do we got? I don't know, I pulled them all out. We'll see what we get. A whole bag of bullshit is what we got. Seriously. This is supposed to make you reflect. It's supposed to trigger you. As I just said to Ellie, I'm not here to hurt you, but I'm going to offend you. The things I say may feel hurtful, but that's because you're coming from a hurt place, bro. I'm not out here to hurt people. And that's what I spend all this time on the other side of the camera is don't say something hurtful. Don't be a bitch. Don't be mean. Find a better way to say this kindly. Find a way to deliver the truth kindly. As you can see, I'm one of a kind, and I have the serpent tongue, so it can go from, nice and smooth to, rough and tough. With my afro puffs. So, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to heal you, but this is gonna hurt. You ready? Alright. So, let's start with the basics. I have a book that goes with this. It's called Reclaiming Your Dark Goddess by Flavia Kate Peters. The Alchemy of Transformation. I use that as my Bible to teach you the levels of the Dark Night of the Soul. This has got some extra levels in there. After you, beat that, then you get the guidebook and you can, go fight other dark levels. Where are we at? So what does that mean? Dark feminine energy. We're in Venus, which is your feelings, or Lucifer, however you want to see this motherfucker. It depends on time, whatever you saw Venus as. With that being said, you're in your feelings, blah, blah, blah. You're in your heart space, and we're going to go and see where our heart hurts. Where are we at? Ardea. That's so funny, because I pulled out her oracles. Who is Ardea? Well, you'll have to catch my earlier video, but that's me. I am walking Ardea's path. She was the chosen one that did this before me, which is what? Teach the witchhood. She taught, I'll teach you about her real quick, but I had pulled out her cards randomly, or not so randomly, because they actually sit with a different group of cards. These are the Gospel of Ardea. She was a priestess that taught witchhood, just like me. She teaches you how to defend yourself using magic. Ta-da! She did it first. She was the chosen one. So how lovely for her to come. Alright, with that being said, we know where we're going, and I'm not surprised that we're here. Let's find another one. Hey, you want to pick a card? Oh, okay. Pick a card. Any card. I like how he tries. Thanks. That was a good card. I'm in a good place here. I'm really excited. It's right around the corner, and I face so many fears that I'm not afraid of it. I'm still a little afraid. Where are we afraid? Sex. But I'm not, well, and that and, all that physical touch stuff. I started thinking about French kissing. I'm worried about that, too. When you're supposed to do all this weird stuff. Anyways, it comes natural is what I heard. It's a natural instinct, is what I'm hearing. Don't think about it. Okay, cool. See, the more you think about this, the scarier it gets. But this is what God made me for. To procreate. My whole story. Here's a little story I love to tell. I didn't sleep with Adam. I didn't stay with Adam. I fled Adam, and God made Adam Eve. And that replays with me and Bobby. I liked him and everything, and I wanted to be with him, but then I left him in his hardest times, and then God brought him a helpmate, his hamburger helper. Try not to be a Lilith about it all the time and just let it go. And that's what I think I'm supposed to do, but whatever. I'm gonna make babies. I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to do here with this situation. He says he can't. I'm like, well, I guess you're not the guy I'm looking for. Anyways, no, that's my destiny, but I'm fucking filling all the other roles too. So this whole creation card that's what we're supposed to do. We were made to birth more gods. Really? Pretty much. Really? Yeah. Go and be bountiful is what he said. I don't know. I grew up with a different God than you guys did. That was my God. That's what he told us to do on the first day. You didn't listen. It wasn't him. He was trying to boss me around and tell me how to do it. Now you look at me now, and I'm like, don't tell me what to do. Okay, let's just get into this. Oh, God. All right. Aradia prepared a healing. No, that's not it. For her security, nope. Aradia walked thousands of miles in Diana's service. Meeting in force. Who's Diana? Oh, gosh. Have you watched Wonder Woman? In essence, it's the god Diana. She was, oh, gosh. I can't even. And she got all of it from what? Isis. It's all in this story. I gave it and passed it down. You know what I mean? Because she was the chosen. Alright, anyways, her job was to, teach everybody the good word, like we're always supposed to do. Alright, we're in creation. Luckily, these are in alphabetical order. Okay, maybe. Well, maybe. We are all mighty creators and creatrix, even if we don't consider ourselves to be so. Creativity is our birthright, and it is said that witches create something from nothing. And that's why everybody wants to be me. Is because of my alchemy. They call it manifestations. I tried to explain all this week, especially to Big Sean and anybody else that was listening, the difference between manifestations and hard work. It's a vision that you walk in, not a vision you create, but a vision you walk in. And that's it. It's not like, and that's why, like, if I had her powers, I would create all these things. It's not how it works. It's not how that works. You are a manifester. You're creating everything in your life currently. You're just not aware of what you're creating, which is pretty much chaos. Because your mind. It creates from your mind, your subconscious thoughts, your quiet thoughts, your fears, your desires, all of that. That's where it comes from. So, that's what it is. We create something from nothing. And this is true of all of us. Don't be afraid to take a creative risk. Think outside of a box on any issue. And then here comes like a poem or whatever. There is nothing more blissful than to create something new. It is hope and awe combined. It is the birthright of all, not a few. Herbs to ease labor, songs to clear the room. I sing this baby to earth sweetly from the womb. Where do you create from? Your sacral chakra, which is actually where that's the home of intimacy. That's usually your sex organs. You create from there. Let me explain something, a little something. Okay, now I don't use sex magic. I don't have a partner to experience this where we could just, fucking create. Literally, we can just have great thoughts while we're having sex, and then it just really comes to be. That's the power of sex magic that Aleister Crowley and other dark practitioners were trying to teach you. They knew this in pagan. They knew that the womb, the women's, through the woman, all things were created. right? So someone like Wolfman, he uses sex magic, and he's a dark practitioner, and he uses that ability to create for himself using women. Okay. So here, let me kind of put in some dirty thoughts in your head and kind of fuck with you here. If I was to get you all turned on, right? I get you all turned on, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't, I want to, and then I'm like, no, we can't do this right now. And I just tell you, no, I don't feel right. I don't feel like we should do this right now. You have all that energy built up inside of your loins, obviously. You're going to do one of two things with that. You're going to go take care of yourself because you don't know how to use this pleasurable, feeling inside of you than to release it. Or you can harness it. Which is what? You can create a beautiful song. You can create, from that feeling, you can create something magnificent. That's what babies are made out of. Yes, granted, it takes two biological parts, but that's what babies are made out of. They're made out of that essence, that energy. We know this, right? So you can create great things. So me not using that flow like you do, like just wasting that creative flow, it just circulates inside of me. Now, it can become very dangerous, as we've seen, that this is a monster waiting to, be released. That's the only thing I haven't done is sexual healing, which is, we've seen that this becomes a very big monster when the door closes. Fucking dangerous in the bedroom. But when I'm not using that energy, it's the home of creativity. So now you're built with all of this energy that starts from there. And if you don't use it that way, it'll push itself back up. Imagine, as funny as it may be, because it's the same fucking thing. If you gotta take a shit, and if you don't fucking shit, bro, if you can't shit, you're gonna start throwing up. Your stomach's gonna get all backed up, and it's gonna come out your mouth. Same thing, bro. So when you're sexually frustrated, where's it coming out of? Your fucking mouth. You're talking all kinds of shit. You're being a whole. You need some. You need to get laid. It's visible to people when you're sexually frustrated. That's taking that. That's becoming frustrated with the energy, not knowing how to use it. Right, and that's like when somebody offends you. What do you use that for? Marshall can use that as creative force. You hit him in his guts, and now he's gonna use this as a creative force to power him. Understand that. That's why your sacred energy is extremely important. You shouldn't just be fucking 4 times a day. That's 4 unbelievable times a day that you could have come up with masterpiece ideas like I do. Where's all this inspiration? Where's this creativity come from? There, the home of creation, where it all lies. That and, a certain subconscious level that you can access. But yeah, that's where it all comes from. Really? Yeah, so quit wasting your energy like that. I'm not saying, purposely blue ball yourself and try to see how this works. You're probably gonna, give yourself an aneurysm. You might blow a load in your face or something. I'm just saying, what would you do? And that's where it is like, women don't necessarily release that energy. We'll change our underwear, but then we've got all this built up energy, and now we're what? Filled with love, passion, excitement, butterflies. It's more exciting, they say it's the chase, but that's because it's those feelings that come inside, not the feelings that come outside. Welcome to one of my dirty, dark teachings. Anyways, going back to it. In your, what's this word, Marshall? What the fuck is that word? Euripides? I don't know. Play Medea. I know who Medea is. The female protagonist says of childbirth, I would rather stand 3 times with a shield in battle than give birth once. And this must be the name of a book, and the chapter and the line, because it says Euripides, Medea, line 251. In ancient Greece, the creative act of giving birth was a highly risky, if not lethal business. And whilst the physical act of birthing a child, at least in the modern Western world, is less painful and dangerous than it is in the Euripides time, birthing anything new is still a risk and can be arduous and painful. I know. I have like the worst periods ever and they want me to give birth. How's that gonna go? Jesus Christ almighty. How many times? Twice. I'm trying to get twins out of it. Just do it twice. Just like 2 for 1. You know what I mean? 2 for 1. In our society, I've been manifesting that forever. I'm hopeful. All you can do is hope. If not, oh shit. Well, you're getting a boy and girl out of me either way. In our society, we consider artists, writers, and musicians to be creatives. Yet, in truth, we are all creative and demonstrate our creativity every day. When we cook, when we create, when we choose clothing to place on our bodies, we create. When even recreating our bodies as we turn over thousands of old cells every day and replace them with new. Stregonoria, like any witchcraft tradition, is creative. Strega creates something out of nothing. They are weavers of the worlds and of energies and divine forces. That may sound mysterious and mystical, but it works. Ayurveda teaches us that we too can risk in order to create something new, even a new paradigm for ourselves. Again, my shadow was to stay still, to not take action. You know what I mean? I showed how weak I am to my mind is what that was. If you watched my video, I showed you in 2 videos that my mind, how weak it is, and the weakness it has of, chasing security. And that's where it is like you have to, it comes from there. It's an inner belief, you know what I mean? It's not from my mind. My mind is telling me this isn't going to work. And that's what gets in the way. I have to get those thoughts out because those thoughts will mix up, you know what I mean, my manifestations. You can create anything. That's what we do here. That's what God gave us, that's that free will. He gave us the ability to use our bodies and our minds to create anything of this world. The problem is you guys want to create everything that Evan already has created. You want to do it just like them so you can feel like them or look like them. I don't understand that part. Some of you just need to realize that you're just part of creation. And that's it too, the humbling of it, you know what I mean? Is that you are actually, that's what we were talking about earlier, is you are part of his role. It's a really sexy card in the sense of it's the Lord and the Lady. It's the Emperor meets the Empress. To me, it means more to me, not because of just a person, but when you balance yourself inside, where you're not a raging bitch and a controlling dick, then you're going to find good love when you're not like that. If I'm being a controlling dick, guess what kind of dudes I'm bringing in? If I'm being a raging bitch, then guess what kind of dudes I'm bringing in? And that's where it is. It's like, you balancing the chaos. It doesn't mean that you do it it's once and done. Christian? Oh, fuck, he can't hear me. Hold on, I gotta find a dog walker at this moment. He's gonna take you. Okay. So, you gotta be ready for it, first off. And that was the biggest thing. As much as I want to be in someone's hand, the masculine part of me that is, controlling and trying to protect me won't let someone near me. And it's nothing to do with you, it's just internally. And we spoke about that earlier. And as much as it's mine, I called Marshall out. I was like, are you ready to let someone love you? Or you're still fighting it, you're just still afraid. You're still trying to protect yourself from love. Good call. We're diving deep into the darkness. Am I triggering you? Am I making you reflect? I hope so. Let's talk about what this means in here. I went to my yacht. Judgment. Ugh, we're always under judgment. Aren't you, though? Do you feel judged? It's God. He's judging your heart. He's weighing your heart, and he's telling you how heavy it is and the fat you need to cut. Don't cut the fat. Bitch, cut the fat. All right, on page 17. 16 and 17. Sticks and stones, words of fear. Defend, stand strong, shed a tear. Attacks ensue to cause alarm. Protect, safeguard, and keep from harm. There are many times one can endure harsh criticism, judgment, and unfair comments. You feel that you are always under attack, and so defense has become your immediate response mechanism. Sadly, because you feel you have to defend that part of you that others fear to understand, this is very triggering. This is exactly what I just told Allie. You are dimming your light somewhat to avoid persecution. Ariadia will guard you as well as... Stop there. I got to tell you exactly what I said. I said, what did I say to him? Are you afraid to have a genuine friendship with me? I said, everybody's afraid of me. Everybody's afraid of me. It's like, but what? The only person that's going to fight that fear is Bobby? There's got to be somebody out there that can be a better friend to me than this man. There's got to be somebody out there that'll fight their fear. And that's where I look at him. He might not be nothing, but he's strong. He's strong enough to talk to me. That's more than I can say than the rest of you. It's all in your fucking mind. What are you afraid I'm gonna do to you? Love you? Say something that might hurt your feelings? Push you to greatness? Make you be better? I'm not gonna hurt you, not intentionally. And that's where it is. I'd be ready to hurt. I'd be trying not to hurt Russ. This is a person that spends every breaking moment trying to figure out how to hurt me. I don't care. You know, when my husband in that, it's like I spend every breaking moment trying not to hurt people. When you're hurt as bad as me, you don't want people to hurt. I am fully aware that the Sagittarius, the open mind, the Lilith, whatever the fuck I am, that my words are hurtful to sensitive ears, but I'm not trying to hurt you. And if you show me that I've hurt you, I will make it better as best I can. But the truth tends to hurt. And my delivery is not much better. I'm working on that. Along with every other area of my life. Take a fucking number. But when it comes to this, it's like I'm tired of trying to show you that I'm okay. And that's what I said to him. You've known me for years now. It's literally been years that I've been talking to you guys. Quit pretending like you don't know a bitch. Quit pretending. Okay, yeah, I'm chaotic. I go from extremes. Okay, I'm unpredictable. Okay, but none of that is to be feared. It's a little spectacular. Never a dull moment, if anything. But that's not worth being feared for. And my abilities to, the magic I do, you see what I do. Exactly as her, as I will continue. I do this to help people, not hurt people. And the people that are hurting bad enough, that are hurting others, I will do it to shut them down so they don't hurt other people. And I may have gave someone some booty burn a week ago just playing around. I tried to take it back, but I didn't realize it, That's about it. I don't purposely try hurting people. Anyway, so let me say this again. Sadly, you feel that you have to defend a part of you that others fear to understand. You are dimming your light somewhat to avoid persecution. Ariadia will guard you well as she encourages you to ignore the opinions of others. Fully embrace exactly who you are and remind you that power lives within you. Everybody's afraid of me at first. Everybody that sees me is afraid of me at first. I promise you, other than the children. They see there's nothing to fear. They get to know me, but they still see what I do. They saw me right now, fucking with the weather and dancing with it and pushing it. They saw it. They're scared of it, but they also see me as a person that lives here, and I'm just a person. I might have some power that they don't have, but they don't have to worry about me hurting them. There's those that are in the dark. There's a whole couple that does all kinds of dark shit that's terrified of me. Because they're afraid of the light, the truth. But everybody else, no. There's nothing really. I mean, as God says, there's nothing scarier than you. He made me like this. What do you want me to do, bro? Doesn't mean I don't deserve love just because you're afraid of something you've never seen before. So discriminatory. I was never discriminated against until I became spiritual. And it's literally the skin I wear. It's like how I look. It's nothing more than how I look. They can look at me immediately and know that I'm a witch.
Do you want to go to parent-teacher night or not?
Absolutely not. I made a joke about this. I was like, you want all your teachers and everyone to know I'm a witch? And she's like, I'm the trans, what did you say?
I'm the gay one in the military.
I'm the gay one in the military. I was like, good point. Good point. We make a great couple. Let's go to parent-teacher night. Not.
We get to see me in uniform.
I don't want to be part of any of that part. Does the witch need to be part of PTA? Does that sound like something? Does that sound aligned? Yeah, let me go and, wave a flag for the school. Shit. I'm not setting myself up for this. As I just told you that. They can see it immediately. Yeah, let's walk me and my queer daughter into the school together. Oh, this makes perfect sense. Where's the father? I love that question. Are you married? Nah, let me tell you. No, R. Kelly got locked up. Sorry, funny joke. Moving on. Do you want to be part of this great story? Anyways, mystery and magic and the old ways. I can't sell it, bro. I can't even pretend that it's not real. You want to be part of our queer family? And, we're trying to find ourselves and save the world and take on countries and shit. You want to be part of a revolution? God made us different. Just fuck it. I don't care. I care only so much, dude. I can only care, and that's only when my ego cares. Like my ego, and I can calm that bitch to calm down. Just calm down. Who cares if they don't like you? God loves you. The universe is rooting for you. Alright, anyways, I'm just saying. Mystery and magic and the old ways beckon you. Our idea encourages you to tap into the ancient wisdom that is the power of nature. Here you shall find the tools to assist you in protecting all that you stand for. Defend your path and those that have been oppressed, for there is no need to seek approval from others, and our idea defends your divinity. Alright, Goddess Foresight. Quit being on the defense. Past hurts are affecting your reaction. Never mistake kindness for a weakness. Yeah, bro. For real. You're not going to take advantage of me just because I'm nice. I'm asked to be kind. It's not a weakness, bro. It's not at all. It is my strength. Don't think that my kindness is, just easily given. It pretty much is. I'm kind of kind. I'm not nice. I'm kind. Stand strong in your convictions. Connect with the magic of nature. Defend your cause. Be proud of who you are. A vulnerable person or animal needs your help. Well, I love the animals. I was feeding them too. I took a big picture. I'll put that picture here. Yeah, they were outside of my car, and I just threw a whole bunch of freaking, what did I throw? Stuffing, which is bread. They were all over my car. I was like, oh, shit, don't shit on my car. Anyways, the defender of Roman origin, Ariadne is the daughter of Diana and Apollo. She is known as the goddess of witches because she was sent to teach people, especially the poor and oppressed, how to perform witchcraft and magic and how to defend themselves defend them against oppression, exploitation, and ridicule. That's what I do as the High Priestess. I teach people, the oppressed, poor people. I'm in a homeless shelter. How to perform witchcraft and magic, how to defend themselves against oppression, exploitation, and ridicule. How to keep their heads high. She is I and I am her. In essence, I was her. My spirit was put into this child along with others. And that's what it is. God brewed you up of all great things. You just need to tap into it. You have all of God in you and the goddesses. Not fully all of me, but you have a lot of me in there. Your feminine is me. Your God is God. God and goddess. Welcome. Are you enjoying yourself? Alright, well, hold on now. There's more to come. As you can see, I'm in a good place. I'm just feeling good. I'm just feeling good about shit. I'm in Jubilee, as they said. Let me put all my cards up. Why? Because I'm a maniac. And I like shit to be in order. Order in the court. Alright, let's see. No demons. Let's pull something else. What do we got here? The Dark Mirrors. We'll wait on that. Let's pull some new cards. Let's pull the Morgan card. Where are we at in the Morgans? Oh, shit. Oh, shit, bitch. Marshall. The fuck is that word? Onegat. Onegat. I'm going with Onegat. What do you think? 21. I don't know. Onegat. Oh my god, is what I heard. Ah, fuck. I don't have the guidebook. Hold on. Let me guide myself to the book. Where's that one? I keep all my guidebooks together, but... let's see... oh, it's turned sideways. That's why it's a sideways book. Is it? Yeah. This lady. I got her book too. She's a bit of a weirdo. Yeah. She's a weirdo. Read the intro and you'll know she's a weirdo. She let it out in the first couple pages. She likes to, like, make crafts out of dead animal skulls. I don't want to hang out with a weirdo like that. That's weird. You're a weirdo. You think I'm weird? That's weird. I might be in the woods, but I'm not doing that type of shit. Trying to have sex under the moon, not that type of shit. What am I looking for? 21. I went to Fate. Battle. Tribe. Alright. Let's see here. Owen got. Okay, whatever. Initiation and the mysteries. Well, welcome. This would be Alice and the fucking rabbit hole. Are you ready to go down? Down, down, down. You are going down. Are you ready? I told you, in order to go up to heaven, you have to go down into hell. Why? Because there's pieces of you down there. You can't ascend. You left parts of you. And realistically, it's not real. You're just being weighed down by something in there. What's in there? I don't know. Whatever you're not telling nobody. It's your deepest, darkest secrets are in there. I find all kinds of scary shit. Hey, I had sex with Tupac's best friend. I didn't know that was in there. There's the scariest shit in there, bro. Seriously? Yeah, for real. True story. Anyways, moving on. Moving on. Alright. Oh, look. It tells you how to pronounce it. I was pretty close. Onegat. Onegat. I said Owengat. I was pretty close. What'd you get, Marshall? You got it wrong. Because you pronounce words all weird. Don't you want me to sit around and annoy you all day? Doesn't that sound like fun? Alright. As known as the Cave of Kruchan, or the Cave of Cats, was said to be where the Morgan made her home. I told you, come on in there. I'm like the fucking... I'm like it. I'm like the fucking clown in the fucking drain. Come on. Come on and say... As Bobby says, I feel like you're the devil. You're the devil. I can't believe you said that and I believed it. You put your words on me, bro. It's such a lie. You're the devil trying to convince me that the grass is greener in hell. I'm telling you that that's the only way to heaven. You have to go through your own hell. Your life is hell. I already went through mine. I'm not going into your hell every time I call you, bro. Don't call me when you're don't call me from hell. Call someone else. Call God. He's waiting on that call. He's been calling you. Moving on. Sorry, kind of cut. Anyways, that's where I made my home. There are... what does it say? The cave is mentioned as the entrance into the other worlds in several stories. Originally, an earth mound surrounds the entrance, certainly marking it as a place of importance. There are many stories about heroes who face challenges involving the cave or who emerged from it. This has led some to think it was possibly used as a place of initiation, where young warriors may have entered the pitch dark to face the otherworldly home of goddess of war. You want to fight? You want to spar? And guess who's down here? Me! I know you're afraid of, like, demons and the devil, but they're my friends. You'll be fine. We can do this. They're okay. I know a guy. I'll get you through this. Told you before we started, I was the goddess of hell. God had a daughter and he locked her in hell? That's not exactly how it worked. God had a daughter and she ran from him and went to hell. You said the same thing about his son, too. Oh, mighty Lucifer. Yeah, that bitch is down here, too. And he is such a bitch. Wait till you see this bitch and his little feelings. He is... Most people probably say that when they're mad. Anyways, moving on. Here we see an entrance into a cave, spiraling into the other worlds. Above is a raven perched in the hawthorn tree that grows above the entrance. Hawthorn has a strong connection to the Morgan and the other worlds. It is often a tree associated with fair folk. All right, they're talking about fairies, and they want to say that I have nothing to do with that. But also, I told you that we use the hawthorn berries for my Morgan. Divinatory meaning. How do you pronounce this again? On Nagat. Okay, I saw it too. Don't say that. On Nagat represents a time of initiation. Are you willing to step into the dark? I told you that's what they told me to do, is sit here in the dark and not know what's happening. Don't crawl out yet. Really? This makes no sense. The cave is opening, which makes sense. We're going into fucking the dark seasons. Yeah, you're about to go into the dark night of the soul. Whether you want to or not, you're getting sucked into that vacuum-ass hole. You better just man up and go in the hole. What's in the hole?
She ripped off her paw pad.
Aww, dogs do weird stuff. I don't know what she's doing. Anyways, moving on. You have to go. Are you willing to take the steps in your path? Initiation is the first step in something. Are you taking on something new? Or taking on something in a deeper way? And that's what I am. I'm taking my fucking... You heard me. I'm not going to be anything more but the best priestess ever. The only bestest priestess ever. I'm not trying to be that. For once in my life, I'm completely aligned with... I'm not trying to be this and that. I'm just trying to be this. And this is what this takes. Is full dedication and belief in God. And I do that all the time, but I always be like, the ego comes in and is like, bitch, get a job, get a boyfriend, get a house, you need a new car. Is that the devil? No, bro, it's just your mind. It's not. The devil's tempting me to get a job. No, the devil's tempting me with money. I mean, well, don't you need some money? It's not the devil, bro. It's just true. It's your mind. It's okay. And I went through a whole video of this earlier. And I look back, and as I was listening to the story, I had Diana walked up, and I had tears running off my face, and I was like, do you ever just look back at yourself at how strong you were? That there was some part of you that made it through those treacherous times and brought you here? Even when I was sick, I was strong, dude. Like, God said, quit your fucking job. He said, he told me to give up everything. Everybody thought I was crazy, bro. They sent CPS after me. They turned against me. Everybody turned against me because I was listening to God. Because I heard the voice of God and I was doing what he said. And he was telling me to fucking get rid of everything in my life and start new. And they couldn't understand that. And they fucking ridiculed the shit out of me. And I felt it. And I saw it. And I knew it. It was happening to me everywhere. In my face. They were sticking and stoning me as all I was trying to do was meet God. Be with God. Be right with God. And I look back and it's like, I was so brave. I'm so brave. There's a part of me that's so brave that carried me through so many things in my life. How did you make it through that? It's in you. And yet, when you go to do something brave again, you forget that you have ever been that brave. It's like your first time fighting, you know what I mean, going out into the dark. But you forget how many times that you've survived the dark all your life. You know how many times I've been in there? I'm not afraid what's in there, because I know I'll find my way out of there. You know how many times God has just literally sent me into the dark, bro? And told me to trust him? Literally, like, I'm in the woods by myself with my kids, and I'm scared. Like, literally, dude. Going down that road, bro, it scared me, bro. My skin was scared. When I left fucking Arizona and he told me to drive to Nevada, the road that I drove was the scariest. It was like every scary movie you've ever seen. Just this 2-lane, fucked up fucking road in the middle of the desert. No gas stations, nothing. It just lies next to this desert. That was the best part, is when the sun went down. This beautiful, desert silhouette. I was scared, bro. And then when my tire popped in the middle of nowhere, oh, God, I was so scared. but I was brave. I just put on a face. I mean, I cried for a minute. I panicked for 2.5 seconds. Oh, fuck, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Okay. And that's that baby. It'll come out. You'll see it. You'll see me be a baby for a minute. I'll get scared. I'll panic for a minute. But then I'm so brave, and I'm like, all right, I can do this. I can do this. Just get everything out one step at a time. You can do this. You can do this. But when you go out there, you forget that you ever have that in you. And simple shit like, I'm so scared to call Bobby. I'm so scared to tell them the truth. I'm so scared of what will happen if I say this or if I do this. I'm so scared. We're afraid, bro. I try to explain that to you. I've been saying it for 2 weeks straight. You have to learn that you are afraid. And you have to learn that you can go through things still afraid. But not to let that fear paralyze you, bro. So, it happened to me today. I was like, alright, I'm going to Red Rocks. But I'm afraid. I still haven't rode this car far. And I don't know if everything's working. So I'm still afraid. And I keep telling myself, either way, it'll be okay. And then I get so far, and I watch my temperature gauge drop, right? So I stop the car to see what it does, and I can see that it's still heating up in the reservoir. So obviously it's not fully fixed or something. And I'm like, all right. And I look at this, and I'm like, well, you faced it. Your biggest fear is you're going to get out here, and you're going to have to sit somewhere, and the car is going to have to, you're going to find out something's wrong with the car. It's not that it's just finding it out. Because I don't want to know that something's still wrong with the car. I want to believe that it's fine, and when I need it, it'll work. But I haven't tested that to know that. And so I had to face that fear, and I get out, and it wasn't a big deal. I just sat there for a bit. I called Morgan. She's like, maybe I should just check the thermostat, bro. Let's just check it. Let me just check it, bro. It's like, maybe just let me check it. Make sure I put it in perfectly. You know? I was like, all right, bro. I mean, what else can we do? We got to try something. And when this happened, I said, I just looked at God, and I looked at my whole situation and what I've learned. And when I got back, I told her this, and she's like, that's how I felt when I got here. I said, I feel like God has me on house arrest, bro. He just doesn't want me to leave home. And I'm always running around through the streets, and he wanted me to change that. I said, you know, all I ever really needed the car for was to take my kids to school, go to the stores, and do my laundry. I just discovered that if this job works, it's right off the light rail. It's so much smarter for me, gas-wise, everything. Especially working a Friday, Saturday night, and all of that. It's just so much smarter for me to take a 20-minute light rail ride, right? And that's it. It's like, you know, I don't need to leave home. I need to find, that's what I think God's trying to teach me, is that I'm on house arrest. I can only go, to handle the things around my house. I have a limit. I have a shock collar. That's pretty funny, because it shocks the shit out of me every time I try to get out of here, and it doesn't work. And that's kind of how I looked at it. And with the situation, like, it'll figure itself out, but I just have to see why I can't. What is he, why can't I go, why can't I do what I used to do? He's breaking patterns, and he's trying to teach me something. And that's where it is I get tired of sitting around here, so I want to, run away from my problems. There's no problem here, I just get bored. I need to learn how to manage my time better, so I'm not running the streets. That's my favorite thing to do, is just jump in the car and go fucking cruise. I'll do it for hours, just no intention, just wasting gas and miles, just want to see the scene. I'm like a dog that needs to be walked on a very fast car. You know what I mean? And so, I haven't been able to do that since June. And so it's like, he's not making me go without anything. He's just limited me. He's put limits on me. A shock collar. You can't leave the yard. And I get that. And when I told that to her, she's like, that's how I felt, dude. As soon as I got here, my car fucking fell apart, and I couldn't leave. And that's what happened. And I learned to, I learned how to become more resourceful. I learned about my neighborhood. I learned about things, and even that, it pushes me to find other things that are close to me. You know what I mean? And to find, to find new ways of being. Instead of always going, well, that's my Walmart, so I'm going to drive over to my favorite stores. There's plenty of fucking stores here. I don't need to go all the way over there. And that's where it's kind of learning. Is like, stop going back to your old stomping grounds and stomp this ground. It's kind of what I'm getting. And that was the fear. What fear did you face today? My car. And again, okay, so I let it cool off in that parking lot. It wasn't really overheating. I just noticed it started to, and a little bit was coming out. When it overheats, it blows out the reservoir, right? So I was waiting to see if it was going to do much. It didn't. So I expected by the time I drove back, it would for sure show something. And nothing happened. And that's why she's like, maybe it's just not fully opening something. I don't know. In the essence, I don't even want to mess with the car because I feel like I know what God's doing. I feel like I should just stay where I'm at. Stop pushing the fucking car. That car has took me all over the fucking U.S. I don't need it to take me to Denver. You know what I mean? There's nothing I need in Denver that I can't get down here. Technically, I'm in Denver. Just want to point that out. I'm on the south side, and I'm not familiar with the south side. I've never been on the south side. I don't live here. I mean, I've been here now for 5 months, but as you can see, I haven't really made it home. But in the essence, I found a new, beautiful spiritual store that I love that's literally 1.5 miles away. You know what I mean? Or maybe it's a little bit more. It was an easy bus ride. You know what I mean? I found all of that. There's a fucking Walmart down the street. There's everything is within, you know what I mean, 1 mile or 2 of me. I didn't need to go anywhere. He's made everything. He's given me everything I need here, and I need to stop looking outside of myself. Is what I learned. I'm learning to be content with what he's given me, and understanding that, that's what it is about. It's not always wanting more and chasing more, but understanding you have everything you need at your fingertips. And it's true. Going back to it. And I said that earlier. The card was like, are you open to receiving love, earlier. So I was sitting outside, and I just told Diana, and it felt so good, dude. I told her, I was like, yeah, well, I told Morgan I didn't have nothing I could give her for her birthday. I was like, but I was going to scrounge up some gas money, which means I just had to move it around and see what I had. When she heard me say that, she said, do you have Cash App? I said, yeah. And she's like, let me give you some gas money. I was like, you don't have to do that. She's like, you've done a lot for me, and you've actually given me money. Let me help you out. I was like, all right. And it wasn't like I refused her help. She wanted to help me out. She was in a place to help me out, and nobody helps me out, and it felt really good. And then she sent me 1111. That felt even better. You know what I mean? And it's not that I fully needed it, but it felt good to be loved, to get some love back. I did have money for gas. I just needed to move some shit. I needed to see what I had. That's what I said. I just said it. I need to scrounge up some gas money. It's not that I don't have money. I just didn't know, I got to make this shit last to the weekend kind of situation. Let me see if I'm going to put in 5 or 7. It's kind of what I was looking at that moment. And then she's like, nah, how about 1111? And that's funny because, another thing happened. There's this girl that walks to school. Her and her dad walk to school. Her dad walks her to school with where my son goes every morning. We started noticing them last week. They just started. I met him at the laundromat twice now, but he was there this time, and he was real cool. He smoked a blunt with me, and I got so fucking high. I was like, Jesus Christ, what was in that? He'd laced it with some wax, and my body was high. I wasn't high. I was just like, my body doesn't want to stand here anymore. But he was really cool. And so I told him when I saw him, I was like, I know that you walk your daughter. I take my son. I'd be more than happy to just take her, bro. I have to do it anyways. He said that could really help out. I could give you some gas money for that. I was like, if you can, you can. If not, that's cool too. I have to do it anyways. But if you can, you can. And so that was kind of cool. Is just offering to help can bring me some extra help, and that's cool. But I was just being helpful. I mean, why does he got a walker? I'm literally just doing it every morning. You don't got a walker. I'm going that way. It's only 5 minutes away. And realistically, both of these teenagers, because I make him walk his ass home, they could walk in the morning. I just don't make them. It's like, why use all your energy first thing in the morning? Truthfully. And that's the same with my daughter. Worst case scenario, nah, dude, there's fucking 75 fucking teenagers walking up that hill every fucking morning. They all catch the bus. They got to send 2 big-ass buses for all these teenagers. She can totally catch the bus and be part of this group. I'm just being, loving and kind, where I don't want her. She does 2 types of gym a day. She has ROTC and weightlifting. She's only supposed to be doing gym once. She does it twice. How much did you say you bench press? She's like, her dead weight is, at this point...
I can deadlift 75 pounds, and I can bench press 45.
See? And she's learning all her patriotic little poses and shit.
I'm gonna test on it.
Super duper. Anyways, and that's just it. So, giving is receiving. Got it? Get it? Good. Okay. Initiation. Have you reached a level where you have reached a level where you can take the steps in the journey, but this means that there is more work ahead. Do you move forward with this knowledge? The cave is dark because there is no guarantee when you enter the dark. Initiation means stepping into the unknown, and that's why it's called the dark night of your soul journey. You're going into the darkest of your nights. The things that keep you up at night. A journey you've already done. You're just going back in time to see where you've come from. And what still hurts, dude. You've already come out of there, and that's what you need to remember when you're deep in these things. This already happened. I've already overcome this. I'm just here to heal myself. That's it. You're going into the past. It's not somewhere you've never been before. Unless you're like me and God's like, hey, go down that street. Hey, God, there's nothing down there, bro. And if he does, if you got that feeling, you go. And that's where you guys watch my intuition run the show. And we're rhyming again. Move on. Are you ready to take the next step? When you go in the cave, what are you leaving behind so that you may move forward? I left everything behind to go into the unknown because God told me. And he didn't even tell me where I was going. One baby step at a time. He told me to go to Mr. Plum's, but then didn't tell me anything else. So then I get to Mr. Plum's. I've lost my house, my job. He's like, do you want to put the kids in school? I'm like, no, God told me not to. He told me just to sit here and wait, and then he'll tell me where to go next. Mr. Plum did not like that fucking answer. Nobody liked that answer. And that's how I came to people's doors. When I came to Chris's house, God had told me to go over there and ask him if we could use the pool. I had just got back to Colorado. We spent our first night. We slept in our car at Red Rocks. We were in the neighborhood. We had just got pizza. We went down to Bear Creek. We were eating down there. My spirit said, it's the the first day I got home. I have no home still. It tells me to go up to Chris's house and ask him if we can use the pool the next day. It's like, that's a great idea. And so I knock on his door, and he knows me by name. I've only met him once. So lucky. I had a dream about you like 2 weeks ago. That you were going to come to me and you needed help. And I start tearing up. So what's going on? I said, I'm in my car with my kids, bro, and my dog. I've lost everything. I just got back home. I said, get the kids. Bring them in. That night he brought me in. We put up our air mattress and he gave me a home until he lost his home. God tells you. But at the same time, that morning I woke up in Wisconsin. He told me to tell her no, and I knew she would. If I told this bitch no, she was going to start a fight and throw me out. And he told me it'd be okay, and that's exactly what happened, bro. She started a fight and threw me out. He'll put you in the field, bro. He'll put you in the burner, but you won't smell the smoke. You just got to trust him. Your mind's telling you no, but you got to trust that heart, bro. You got to trust your guts. You gotta trust your guts. Okay? That's your intuition. That's God. He's inside of you. He's not in your mind. He's inside of your whole body. Your whole being is that of God. It's not in your mind, though. Your mind can't comprehend God. You can teach your mind that God is real and to trust you, but it takes a lot, and that's what I teach, is the mastering. The mastering of the mind isn't. It's the calming of the mind, the calming of the storm, teaching the mind that it's okay no matter what, teaching your mind to feel safe when it doesn't. It's pretty much what we're doing around here. Especially something like this. There are great risks. There is a great risk and a great reward possible. I told this to Morgan yesterday. No, today. I told her that my daughter's math teacher called and how great that was. And I was like, I don't regret any of this, Morgan. I lived in Commerce City, bro. They treated her like shit. She was never going to have a fucking future in Commerce City, bro. She was never going to have a future in Commerce City, bro. She said nobody has a future in Commerce City. Plus, she was becoming gay, bro. She's like, yeah, there's none of that in Commerce City. Exactly, bro. Exactly. I don't regret any of this. I don't regret any of this, bro. It was a hard price to pay for us to find true peace and happiness. And that's what we got here. We bicker, don't get me wrong. My son is he fucks with us and we bicker and we're a real family. We blow up at each other sometimes and we have feelings and rages and stuff. I got 2 teenagers. They get on each other's nerves, and then that gets on my nerves, and we get a little explosive from time. But I got Christ in me that'll calm this shit down, or I will grab my shit and we will walk out. We have a lot of trained skills how to bring it down. But we're a real ass family. You know what I mean? But we're a real ass family now. We weren't a real ass family before. We weren't. And I don't regret this. I don't regret it. This card also represents delving deep into the mysteries of the gods and the other worlds. Well, I am Hecate. I teach you how to travel into the other worlds. Alright, there's a spell, and we do not do her spell. An offering to Morgan. Where are you going?
It's 6 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, tell me about it. Take a picture and send... No, my phone's on Do Not Disturb. I'll be down in a bit. Yeah, save me something. They're having movie night. I was supposed to be part of it. She's already seen the movie. She said Moana sucks. The second one sucks. It's very musical. But she still wants to be part. And that's just it. We want to check it out. We want to see what's going on. We want some snacks. We want to be part of the vibe. Until we don't. Okay. Owanot is a day that remains in a place of power. To some, a place of initiation. It is the entrance to the other worlds and the Morgan's otherworldly residence, making it an excellent place to go to seek advice and connect with the Great Queen. Use this spell when you wish to seek answers and guidance on her path. We don't use her spells. Why? Because in the first part of her book, she said she doesn't know. She has an uncertainty when she practices them. She always has to have someone next to her to make sure that it goes right. We're not playing with someone that doesn't know what they're doing. Really? Yeah, and if you're playing to any part of me, you don't know what you're doing. And you don't know what you're going to get. And they'll always tell you about that. People are afraid of Kali. You don't know what side of Kali you're going to get. You're afraid of the Morgan. You're afraid of Gate. You're afraid of Medusa. You're afraid because you don't know what you're going to get. What part of God you're going to get in a female form. And how mad you might have offended the gods by coming to me to ask me to go against God or his people. You set yourself up for fucking failure going into the dark, asking the dark to hurt, someone of the light, or to hurt anyone that's already hurting in the dark. We're not about hurt. We're here for the hurt, but we're not here to hurt people. Hurt people, hurt people. Got it? Get it? Good. What is she talking about? If you wish, light a candle and burn some incense. Place the Aguanot card at your altar. Make an offering you wish to the Morgan. I was waiting to see what you were going to offer me. What a bitch. She doesn't even know what to give me. What do you give the Morgan? Truth. What do you give the Goddess of War? Do I have pockets for any of your bullshit? You're gonna give me coins? I fly. I just transform into animals. I don't have pockets. What are you gonna give me? Give me respect. Give me the truth. If you approach me, then obviously you want something. In return, what do you give me? Respect and the truth. That's what it is when you're approaching the dark. You know what I mean? When you go to Baba Yaga's, you want something from the witch. And there is a price. And that's what it said. Today, one of the people I know, they asked me about, a banishment burn. They're like, tell me how much and I'll pull it out of the ATM. Said, I appreciate that you understand that this costs money. Said, I don't do it for money. I'll put this together for you, and I've got it ready. I told her I just got to blend it together in my motar. And then you can give me a donation to what you think is appropriate. That's it. Make a donation. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what it is. It used to be that way when you went to the tarot. You would just put something down, and then we would start. And that's it. You know what I mean? You show your love, and I'll show you, you know what I mean? That's how it works. It's an equal give and take. It's not an actual price. Now, when you're working with the other gods, no. They have specific needs. You don't come to them with less than what the best. But we're from the dark. Bring me a feather or something cool. Alright, move down, blah, blah, blah. We're not doing any of this. When your conversation with the Morgan has ended, thank the Great Queen. Make your way through the cave entrance and back to the world above. Step through the card gateway back into your body. Don't leave your body for this. See what I mean? She's dangerous. Don't do that. Don't leave your body. You're just going in your mind. You're never leaving your body to do this. The darkest places you'll ever visit are in your mind. We're never leaving your body and taking you to a dark place outside of your body. Well, I mean, unless we're, going outside in some weird shit, I know you guys are afraid of fucking cemeteries, but they're not scary. You're scared of the woods, but they're not. Ooh. We're going to go into the deep, dark, and mysterious. And then we're going to go into Dante's Hell. Why? Because where are you going in the dark? Where are you going to land in the dark when you get down there? Discipline. Wow. Do you see the Colosseum? This is going to be a good one. What is that? Myrmidon? I don't know. I went to Circe. Alchemy. Well, we're not far. Anubis, come forth. The Morgan. Alright. Myrmidon. Develop or engage your self-discipline. Use your will to get a difficult task completed. Work together as a team. There is a time to go solo and a time to work with others to achieve a goal. Developing self-discipline can also assist with learning and leadership. Embody the change you wish to see. I spoke about that earlier. When you just let yourself go, there's nothing to worry about. But when you start having self-discipline, it takes a lot, bro. When you start reining yourself in, controlling yourself, reprogramming yourself, and perfecting yourself. There's a lot to this, if that isn't Kobe all over the place. Discipline, chaos, individuality, the group. Among the most powerful fighting forces in the ancient world were the men that fought under the great demigod Achilles at Troy. Myrmidon. The Myrmidons. Lovely. That's my favorite movie of all time. Really? Yeah, if you ever want to invite me over for a movie, you can always win with that one. It doesn't matter. It's like a kid. You can put on their favorite movie over and over, and they will sit there and cry and laugh and everything. It's my favorite movie. Why? Because it's my story played out in another time. Among the most powerful, the Myrmidons. The other Greeks were said to be amazed by the group of brave, identical dressed soldiers who fought without fear, had incredible discipline, and were as numerous as ants. These men were known as the Myrmidons, from the word for ant. The ants go marching one by one. There is a number of myths concerning the origin of such men. The most well-known is that they were originally from the island of Aegina, which was the name after a lover of Zeus, and so his wife, Hera, decided to wreak some revenge on the inhabitants. You will always hear about Hera's revenge, bro. Her jealousy. And it's like, again, it's just Lilith's remade, but her jealousy wreaked absolute havoc. His love for her was not enough. The fact that he gave himself, his love, and everything to everyone else drove her mad, and she would destroy you if he gave you any attention. I'm so fucking serious. That's what happened to me as Medusa. She is dangerous. That's what happened to fucking Skyla. That's what happened to fucking Circe, I believe. She is fucking... A woman's Jealousy is the most dangerous thing. And that's Famanach. It's the most dangerous thing, bro. There are a number of myths, blah, blah, blah. Hera decided to wreak some revenge on the inhabitants. After all, the king of the island was the son of Zeus. Hera sent a plague to kill, and that's it. She wanted to kill all of his offspring, his children, the women he loved, and his children. She wanted to be number one and would do nothing, would not settle for anything less. Can you see this played out? I see it played out in fucking Russ's mom. Hera sent a plague to kill all the inhabitants, and she killed almost everyone except for the king and his son, who had prayed to Zeus for help. Zeus agreed that the king needed people to rule, and saw that the island's ants had not been affected by the sickness. Zeus transformed the ants into people, and they were referred to as the Myrmidons. Like ants, these transformed people were fierce, strong, and intensely loyal to each other and their leader. The king's son, Peleus, and do you remember that from the movie where he calls for him, Peleus? And Telamon ended up being exiled from the island by their father, but each took a fighting force of brown-armored Myrmidons with them. The first son of Peleus was Achilles. And that's where he says in the movie, he's all, I knew your father. He died before his time, but before he could watch the fall of his son. And that's where it shot him in the heart. Inherited a fight force of the Myrmidons that he led and fought beside. The combination of an outer worldly strength and speed of Achilles and the efficiency and obedience of his force made Achilles unbeatable in the beaches of Troy. Sadly, they could not save their leader from being shot in his only vulnerable spot, his heel, and killed. While developing discipline seems an unfashionable process in today's world, there is no doubt that having self-discipline develops character and assists with time management and the achievement of goals. As I see this, I see Lewis. Lewis has done nothing but live under disciplined rules, right? So he's developed into one type of character, and there's no room for growth in that character. You have to be careful not to, I guess, blow yourself up. Chastise yourself. Be a martyr. You know what I mean? Don't be a fucking Marine, a jarhead Marine. It's good to be a Marine, Special Forces, bro, but don't lose yourself being your job. In some ways, paradoxically, developing schedules that guide us enables us to have more freedom and time, not less. The plant is the peony, and the crystal companion is a bronzite. This is, I hear it's like you need to be able to be a leader as well as a follower at this point. You need to be able to lead and be led. And that's where, my team comes in. I need leaders. I need you to be able to take orders, but execute them as well when I'm not around, to know how to lead when I'm not there. I'm only here for so long, guys. You're going to have to be able to do this after I'm gone. Lead the others into the battles, into the spiritual battles, into the warfares of their mind and their past, what this world has done to them, how it's bruised and battered them. You need to bring them back to righteousness. But at the same time, you can't be a leader until you can follow directions. Good directions. You need to be led. Even me as your leader, bro, I'm led by the greatest. Moses had to be led. Joseph had to be led. Adam had to be led. Lilith found her own way. There was nobody to show me the way. I just went into the dark and found everything. There was no leader where I went. I was the leader, and they followed. Something to think about. When you go where nobody else has gone, there's nobody to lead you there. You're the leader now. You've got to follow, you know what I mean? You've got to follow yourself in this. Alright, I did not bring Dante. That doesn't make sense. Why didn't I bring Dante? Dante's got to be in here somewhere. Alright, Dante's Inferno is the levels of hell. Where did you fall in the darkness of hell? Let me put this card back up. And that's where we are. Where are we? Oh, shit. Am I on? The Judge of Souls.
We canceled the movie because of the kids, bro.
Nuh-uh, what happened?
They had like those big old things of popcorn buckets they were giving to the kids. They dropped them everywhere. They stole all the candy. They stole the bags. And then a whole bunch of ladies. And then I got yelled at for asking a question if they had any more snacks. So
That's alright, I'll go down there. I set the tone. I'm not surprised, but we can watch it. We can figure out something. We can get candy. We didn't need to.
Candy?
What kind were you hoping
like
for?
Those mixed packs.
The Mexican candies?
The mixed packs.
Oh, the mixed packs of what?
Of all the candies.
That was sweet tooth, huh? After this card, we'll go. Get ready. We're gonna go.
Can I pick a card?
No, we're going in order. Thanks. Alright, so 6 on page 16. Dante encounters Minos, the ruthless king of ancient Crete, who stands at the entrance to hell. Here you are. You're about to go in. His supreme will command each incoming soul to confess their misdeeds in life as he dispatches them directly to the lower planes of the that most suits their sin. As I said that, my picture fell. What brings you here? Why are you here? Why are you facing the darkness? Tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so you can go straight to where you need to go to get your gold. Learn your lesson and get out. If you lie to him, you're going to end up in a whole different part of hell that you didn't need to be part of. That's all it means. Confess your sins is what this is. You know? Compassion and empathy are wondrous virtues that there are times when your head must rule your heart. This card reminds us that there are hard, often painful choices we must make, and we should not give in to the temptation to take the gentler path that would satisfy others. That's what I had to do. My mind wants me to be all successful too. Other people want me to, to get my shit together too. But God said, don't. Let him put my shit together. It's very tempting, but I have to do what's right. Minos' unrelenting gaze sees past our explanations and justifications, comprehending the cold, hard facts. I've come too far to go back. I have to do what it takes to keep going forward, bro. And again, as I'm doing it, it works. He's trying to give me, ways to stay on this path. Instead of me trying to find a way, my own way to stay on this path. At this time, you must have ice water in your veins. Demand the truth from everyone, including yourself. Set passion aside and take the course of action that is wisest and most prudent. You've got to decide. And yeah, you might think, as Bobby says, oh, this is going to be hell. Maybe. It'll lead to heaven, though. When I got married, when I got into relationships with my ex-husbands, they weren't hell at first. They became hell. And leaving them was hell. But it became heaven after. It's just, the waves. It's all good until it's bad, and when it's bad, you get going, and then things get good again. Not run away from your problems. No, bro. You're going to run straight into them. That's not what that means. It's not what that means. In essence, a marriage is a full commitment. You're not running away from this. You literally have accepted failure at this particular point. And that's not something someone wants to accept. Like, no, I could try harder. I could do something. We can make this work. I did that for too long and nothing worked. And all that work was hard work to keep me and my family unhappy. When it took less work to just walk away. Hard choices. With that being said, we've got to move on to dinner, dessert, and obviously a movie. I was telling my daughter, I was like, because she's going into ROTC, I wanted her to watch Major Pain. Have you guys seen that before? With the Wayans brother? Oh my god, it's so great. So I'm going to try to watch that with my daughter. I told her I'd watch that. I think it'd be a good movie to watch. I have no idea where we're going to find that. God will bring it to us. We'll find it. you're going to have to, and that's what we said, the fork in the road yesterday. It started yesterday, as soon as we went into Friday. They're hard choices. You have to do what's right by your heart, and that's what got me here, is making these really hard choices, being brave, dude, doing what my mind didn't think I could do and feared the most. I tried to, work with Bobby in that fear. It seemed like I try to work through it. They all sound like excuses to me. But it seemed like his biggest fear was finances. And so I just tried to explain to him, your biggest fear is you're going to lose everything and she's going to take everything. Fine, just live in it then. Except that it's going to be the same way it is right now. She gets all your paycheck. And that you'll have to lean on me and God. Do you not believe in me or God? And that's just kind of where it is. Accept the worst. Alright, they're going to take everything. Fine. See yourself without anything. Will you still be okay? And I just use that as an example, you know what I mean? I don't know what your guys' fears are. I face lots of them. That's it. Alright, this fucking car blows, then, at least I have a pretty face on and I'll find a way, fuck. I'll look pretty with pie on my face. Again, it could have made it, it could have not. I just, at that point, I had a deeper knowing that I need to bring my ass home. And that there's nothing at Red Rocks I can't access here. I know it. I can astral travel it. I can feel it. I've been there enough. I don't need to physically go. It's just putting my body somewhere so that my body is entertained. That's really it. You know what I mean? And that just means more discipline to the mind. It's bored. I'm bored. Need to do something with myself. And I discovered, and that's what I said to my daughter, my pants were a little bit tighter today. I was like, oh, we better need to start walking. I haven't really been doing much activity. There's all kinds of these nature walks right next to me that I don't know. They say if you walk down it, it leads to a waterfall. They say if you keep walking, you'll find all, this huge park, and they got a skate park, and they got all this shit. And if you just keep walking, you'll end up in Denver. Well, we're going to do some Jesus walking around this bitch and go, on some nature walks. It's something that, we got to do some more shit with our time. And that's it. It's just God's just trying to change some shit. And it's a good time. Again, I'm not one for the heat. Let it cool off. You'll catch me out there in the snow. I'll be all warmed up, no. I don't want to run around in a fucking sports bra and fucking mini shorts. I'd rather put on a fucking hoodie, some fucking boots, and be out, breathing cold air. It feels better to sweat in the cold than it does in the heat. I'll tell you that much. Anyways, that's it. He's trying to start something new at 11707. Do it. Go into the unknown. God's in there with you. Your angels, your guides. And what I always tell people is, the sad part is you can always go back to where you came from. You can always find your way back to where you came from. But if you keep going down in there, you'll find another way out to where you'll never find your way back. You never want to go back to where you came from. That's what I do. Every time I go in there, I don't go back to where I came from. I'm a different person every time I come out of there. I'm re-empowered. It was painful in there, you'll see me. But I'm always a stronger person for going in. And what is it? Just reclaiming a part of me. Facing a weak part to become strong again. That's what we do around here. Hey, I love yous. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye now.